America is facing the biggest shock in its history, and the crazy thing is, most Americans have no idea what's coming. While you are worried about inflation and gas prices, while your politicians argue about taxes and elections, a revolution is happening behind the scenes, one that will change this country forever. What I am about to tell you, you will not hear in the American news. CNN will not report it. Fox News will keep quiet. Because the truth is too dangerous, too shocking, too threatening for the American establishment. Imagine waking up tomorrow and the dollar is worthless. Your savings are gone. And the countries you have called developing nations for decades are now controlling the world economy. Stay with me, because in the next 60 seconds, you are going to find out who has already betrayed you. This is not a normal trade war. This is the death struggle of a dying system. Saudi Arabia, the country that since 1945 has been the foundation of America's economic power, has turned its back on you. Did you know? In June 2024, the petrodollar agreement expired. For 50 years, Saudi Arabia was obligated to sell oil only for dollars. But that deal is history. Now Saudi Arabia sells oil for rupees, for gold, and yes, even for yuan. No more dollars needed. And you know what that means? It means the world no longer needs your currency. But wait, it gets even crazier. While your government still dreams of American dominance, your enemies have already built an alternative. China, Russia, India, Brazil, they are all trading directly with each other without touching the dollar. Even your allies are in on it. Europeans are paying for Russian gas in rubles. The Japanese are buying Chinese goods in yuan. You are isolated, and this is only the beginning. Now comes the shock that will knock you off your feet. Let me give you some numbers that will keep you up at night. Your national debt, $34 trillion. That is 34 trillion. And that number grows by $100,000 every single second. Every second. Here is the crazy part. China holds over $1 trillion of your treasury bonds. Japan owns almost as much. Your biggest rivals are your creditors. They could sell those bonds any time and collapse your economy. And you know what? They are already doing it. China has sold more United States debt in the past 2 years than ever before. They do not want your IOUs anymore. They are preparing for a world without America. Can you imagine? Your Federal Reserve has printed more dollars in the past 4 years than in the previous 200 years combined. Every dollar they print makes all the other dollars worth less. That is the real reason for your inflation. And even the mainstream media cannot hide it anymore. Billion-dollar losses. And you, the American consumer, are paying the price. But the worst is yet to come. While the rest of the world is buying gold like crazy, the United States is selling it. Here is what nobody tells you. Your gold reserves are at their lowest level in decades. China has doubled its gold reserves in just 2 years. Russia has converted almost all of its dollar reserves into gold. Even your allies like Germany are pulling their gold back from American vaults. Why? Because they know what is coming. They know the dollar is going to collapse. Your government is selling the only real money it has to pay off paper debt. That is like an addict selling his last valuable possession to finance his next fix. What would you do if you knew your money would be worthless tomorrow? China controls 90% of the world's rare earth production. Those are the materials in every iPhone, every Tesla, every computer. Without them, your modern world stops working. And China can shut off the supply anytime it wants. Picture this. Apple cannot make iPhones anymore. Tesla cannot build cars. Your entire tech industry collapses overnight. This is not fantasy. This is a real threat getting more likely every single day. And it gets worse. America imports 40% of its food. The country that once called itself the breadbasket of the world cannot even feed itself anymore. Those imports are paid for in dollars. But what happens when other countries do not want dollars anymore? Then America starves, literally. Your grocery bills have already exploded. Gas is twice as expensive as 4 years ago. Food is 40% more expensive. This is not just inflation, this is the death throes of your currency. Higher prices, no jobs coming back. That is the reality. Are you ready for the truth? Your pensions, your 401k plans, your life insurance, they are all denominated in dollars. If the dollar collapses, you lose everything. Your entire life savings will turn into worthless paper. And this is not happening in some distant future. It is happening now. But there is still hope, if you act now. While America's economy collapses, a new world order is rising. China is already the biggest economy in the world. Its industry produces more than America and Europe combined. The BRICS nations already represent 40% of the world's population and 35% of the global economy. They have announced a new currency, backed by gold, that could replace the dollar. And what does that mean? It means America loses its greatest power, the ability to print money and make the rest of the world pay for it. But America does not produce anything anymore. Your industries have moved to China. Your jobs are gone. Military power? China already has more ships than your navy. Technology? China produces more engineers in 1 year than America does in 10. So what is left? Hollywood? Fast food? That is not enough to keep an empire alive. The clock is ticking, but you can still win. It is not too late. If you act now, you can still protect yourself. If you recognize the signs, you can even profit. First, diversify your currencies. Do not rely only on the dollar. Buy yuan, Swiss francs, Norwegian kroner. Second, buy physical gold and silver, not paper gold, real metal. Gold has been money for 5,000 years. It will still be money after the dollar collapses. Third, invest in commodities and productive assets, land, real estate, businesses that create real value. Fourth, learn new skills, trades, technology, medicine. Make yourself indispensable. And fifth, prepare yourself mentally. The world you grew up in is over. A new world is being born. The question is not if this change will happen. It already is. The question is whether you are ready, whether you see the signs, whether you act before it is too late. History will remember this time, as the moment the American Empire ended and a new world order began. The choice is yours. But the clock is ticking. Every day you wait, it gets harder. Every day you hesitate, you lose more. Act now. Your future self will thank you. If what you've just heard has opened your eyes, don't let that light fade. Like this video as your sign, a small act of resistance against the lies. Subscribe to Who Owns the World, because every new voice makes it harder for them to hide the truth. The truth is under attack. Facts are being buried, but together we can bring them back into the open. Stand with us. Watch the ones who hide in the shadows. The more of us there are, the less control they have. This is Who Owns the World. And now, you know part of the truth.